Yeah, alright, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by getting on course in the praise and fear to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Also, want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders, great Muslim who do well. And this video is going to be about the book of Revelations, the 6th chapter and the 6th verse. So I'm going to have it type it in chat GPT. What is GMS? Pulling the Elder Apostle Dahar breakdown for Revelations 6 and 6. Let's see if it gets it correct. And in fact, I'm going to break it down myself first and then, good Lord, I'm tired. Let's see. Revelation 6 and 6. Let's go on. Okay, so this is the book of Revelation 6 verse 6. Revelation 6 verse 5. I'm going to start at 5 and we'll jump to 6. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the beast say, "Come and see." And I beheld, and lo, a black horse. And he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And the balances, okay, that word balances there is zygos. Yeah, it says a yoke. Yeah, because it's talking about what? Us going into slavery. Okay? You know, it represents judgment, but also, the children of Israel going to slavery in America. All right, that's what the black horse represents. Okay? Because a yoke is nothing. Let's see, a yoke. Or say he will put a yoke as that of slavery. Okay? So, pretty simple to see. A yoke is something, the Lord said that way Esau put a yoke of iron around their neck. It's just, so they have yokes of iron for the cattle's neck. Okay, and it will be used to plow and other things. You can not only just a cow, but they would use it for agriculture reasons. Yoke around neck. Mostly. Okay, so you have Jake here with the yoke around his neck. Okay, what's he using? He's plowing. You will serve your enemies. Deuteronomy 20 verse 48. You will serve your enemies, whom the Lord Yahweh Shemashah will send against you. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. The Lord Yahweh Shemashah will put an iron yoke on your neck, oppressing you harshly until he destroyed you. Which I don't think that's KJV, but look, man. So look, man, this is the zygos, or yoke, or slavery, okay, and that's what the black horse represents. Now, I've seen, and it represents more as well, okay, I'm gonna keep on going, okay, but I seen this today at work, okay, it was a truck. Let's see if I can pull it up. In fact, I'll take a picture of it. Nope. Nope. Sorry, 1 second. There we are. Yeah, it was on this guy's truck today at work. So, it's a black horse. Which is what? Slavery, but also a famine. Okay, and a famine is about to hit the streets of America. Okay, whether you people want to accept it or not, okay, there's going to be a great famine, okay, and there are going to be people out here in the streets of America starving, okay, for want of goods, all right, and that's what's written within the Holy Scriptures. Now, 1 second, let me grab my Bible, so I can break this down. Hold on, gotta grab the other one. The other half. How the other half is. Okay, this is on the book of Isaiah. Dang, I think it's pulled out of my Bible. That's horrible. Man, oh man. Yeah, I gotta retire this Bible. That's a really, really good breakdown that I had. But it's okay. I'll grab it here. By measure. Oh, it's Ezekiel. I was Isaiah. See, I'm tripping. I told y'all, I'm tired, bro. today kind of beat my butt. Ezekiel 4, which is kind of sad because it's a Shabbat. I wasn't expecting it to be so, busy, but it is what it is. Ezekiel 4, verse 9. It says, "Take thee unto thee wheat, and barley, and beans, and lentil, and millet, and fitches, and put them in one vessel. And make thee bread thereof, according to the number of days thou shalt lay upon thy side. 390 days thou shalt eat thereof." So 390 days you're going to eat that. Okay, wheat, barley, beans, lentil, and millet, and fitches. Okay, and all it's going to be all put in one, and he's going to eat it. "And thy meat, which thou shalt eat, shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day, 20 shekels a day from time to time thou shalt eat." So that would be 225 grams, okay, or half a loaf of bread, okay, which that's going to happen, okay, that's going to happen. If you read Ezekiel, okay, 4 and 10, it's talking about what? Ezekiel eating half a loaf of bread a day, and it's going to get less than that, okay. It's going to get less than that, because that's equivalent to today's standards to now. Sorry, to back then. Okay. So, continue on going. It says, 11, "Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of a hin, which, a hin," let's see if I have this written down. "From time to time thou shalt drink." So 1 second. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm going to jump up a verse because I have some more meat that I can take off of that verse, and then I'm going to jump into the verse 11. It says, "And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day, from time to time thou shalt eat it." Now, once again, I said that weight, okay, or 20 shekels is equivalent to 225 grams of flour, right? Which would be 1.9 cups of flour, which is equivalent to 226 grams. Okay, so 1 cup of flour per day, or 1 cup of grain per day, right? With 20 shekels would buy you a cup of grain, which would be 1.9 cups of flour, okay, which would be 226 grams. Now, that 226 grams is equivalent to the 790 calories. The average human adult needs 2,000 to 2,500 calories per day. So you are basically getting 1/3, okay, of maybe even a little bit more, or maybe a little less. You're getting a little bit less than 1/3 of what you need to eat every single day of your life, okay, for the foreseeable future. And that's exactly what's going to happen here in Babylon the Great. It says the average human can live 40 to 70 days with no food, but without water, you can only live 4 to 7 days. So let's read our Ezekiel 4 verse 11. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time thou shalt drink. Now, a 6th part, think of the 6th part of a hin would be equivalent to 3.7 liters. Okay, if you go to chat, this is how I got this information, was through chat, or also equivalent to 600 milligrams. So let's see, 600 milligrams, mLs in water. So let's see what that looks like. So one water bottle, one of those water bottles, this is a Nestle drinking water, okay, water bottle a day. Just one. For the foreseeable future. So this right here is a 600. Oh, the smallest one is a 600 milliliter bottle of. So you fill that all the way up. Okay, and that's how much water you're drinking per day. Okay. And you can only live off of that for how long? Because you got to remember, Okay, look, it's going to be crazy out here. Okay, no one knows how long, okay, the seas are going to be run down. No one knows. And also the temperature is changing at a drastic rate. So if you think it's hot now during the summer, how much more during the time of Jacob's trouble? Okay, this shit's about to fucking, the earth feels like it's on fire right now, bro. You know, you walk outside, it's 97, 98 degrees. Okay, it's ridiculous. It's all because of those fucking data centers and just Esau plainly just destroying the earth. But still, you know, it's quite crazy. Okay, Revelation 6 verse 6. Sorry, I went on kind of a bit of a tangent there, but it's needed, man, because it's like, goddamn, how much more can this nigga just keep on destroying, man? You know. So continue on going. It says, also the color black is synonymous with bad times, if I can add. So it says, I heard the voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, which a penny is back then would be known as the denarius, which would be $136 a day, equivalent to today's time. And 3 measures of barley for a penny, meaning what it's going to take a lot to gain a little. See thou hurt not the oil and the wine, which I was talking about what the elect. Okay, so let's see what ChatGPT says about GMS, breakdown about Revelation 6 and 5. Could you tell me their breakdown for the 5th verse as well? Yes, here's a summary of how Great Millstone GMS typically breaks down Revelation 6 verse 5 in their teaching. Revelation 6 verse 5 KJV, and when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. The third seal, GMS teaches that the opening of the third seal reveals a period of famine and economic distress as a part of Yahweh's judgment on the earth. They interpret the black horse as representing famine, scarcity, mourning, and economic collapse, and often connects the black with mourning and depravity. Okay, so they are going to go into it. The writer, is generally understood as representing the judgment of famine itself rather than as specific individuals. A pair of balances in his hand. The balances scales symbolize rationing of food, weighing out limited supplies, inflated prices, and controlled distribution of necessities. Which how's that the necessities going to be distributed? By way of the RFID micro C-HIP, which I'm going to see what they say about, see, then it shows you that chat goes off, because here it is in, that's also talking about slavery. That's talking about us going to slavery, but they're not going to say that, you know. Show you that the chat goes off. Okay, so ChatGPT don't got everything. All right. They point out that food is no longer abundant, but must be carefully measured because of scarcity. Okay, which the pair of balances is talking about what us going to slavery. Okay, it's not talking about food being measured. I mean, I guess you can use it as that, but it's not. That's not what it's talking about. Okay, Revelation 6 verse 5. Common scriptures GMS uses alongside Revelation 6, 5, and 6. They often connect this passage of Leviticus 26, bread being delivered by weight, interpreted as rationing during famine. Ezekiel 4, which I just grabbed that. All right. Lamentations 5 and 10, famine bringing severe suffering. Oh yeah, it's better to die by the sword than by hunger. There shall be famine, Matthew 24 and 7, which is what Yahushua said, right? Famine is side preceding the end, which it is. How GMS fits it into their prophetic timeline. GMS generally teaches a sequence like this: growing international instability, severe economic collapse, food shortages and rationing, the black horse. Widespread famine explained further in verse 6, increased death through famine, violence, and disease, which they connect with the following seal. So food shortages and rationing, the black horse. Severe economic collapse, which it's gonna happen. Okay, because when these people start raiding these grocery stores due to the dollar being bad, due to when actually an economic collapse is gonna happen, the crashing from the hills. Okay, what do you think? You think there's gonna be still food there? No, and that's what's gonna cause the famine. Okay. Also, during time of Jacob's trouble, if you even have to see him, Esau's gonna be giving to you things by weight and measure. Okay, you know, he's going to, actually be giving people rations. You're gonna have ration cards. It's also gonna be not necessarily a ration card, but it's gonna be what your digital ID, and it's gonna be tied to your carbon output. Your carbon input, your carbon data. How much you are benefiting the society based off of what you eat, what you drink. Okay, how much food are you consuming? Okay, and if you go over your daily credits, okay, or your limit, okay, then guess what? You're going without, which is also a form of famine. So even within these inner cities, there's going to be a famine. Widespread famine explained further in verse 6. Increased death through famine, violence, and disease, which they connect with the falling seal. In their view, the scales in verse 5 set the stage for verse 6, where the measured grain and high illustrate the practical effects of famine, a day's wage, buying only enough food for survival. This is one interpretation among several other Christian traditions. Understand the black horse and balance and symbolically history. Okay, so